First cast of the morning. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Back out here on Falls Lake. Check this out, y'all. Big old white bass. All right, y'all. Well, welcome back to another video. This is a fun way to start the morning. I pulled off into this little pocket to get some drone footage. The fish were going crazy on topwater. I wasn't sure if it was largemouth or these guys, or I think it's mostly these guys, which is good to see because honestly, I haven't seen too many of these white bass schooling or anything. Normally they school up pretty well around in this lake, but haven't seen them do it in a while, so it was kind of worrying me. But they are going crazy. You guys can probably hear them exploding around me right there. Like, come on. All right, I'm about to get this guy back in, see if we can get some more, and I'll give you guys a little rundown of what we got going on today. But fun little topwater bite to start off the morning. Thank you, buddy. There he goes. Oh, I know what's going on. The shad are spawning. Oh, that's a game changer, honestly. I just realized I see flashing over here of shad spawning. That is a game changer. I wouldn't be surprised if there's big largemouth around here, so we're just gonna try to get this going for as long as we can. I mean, the sun's basically almost up by now, but this will be fun if we can get some topwater bites this morning. I mean, any topwater bite is fun, whether it's a white bass or a largemouth. Really fun way to start the morning. Oh, they're going nuts over there. Oh my God, they're throwing shad onto the bank. Oh, you guys definitely probably couldn't see it, but I saw a fish blow up on shad and it threw them onto the bank. That was insane. I wouldn't be surprised if there's shad up there in the rocks. Oh, they're blowing up everywhere. I don't know where to cast. Come on. Come on. Oh my God, they're going crazy. Oh my God, they're everywhere. I don't know where to cast and my freaking spook is all tangled. That's what I hate about throwing braid. Oh my God, they're literally right in front of me. My spook is tangled up. All right, where are they? Oh my God, are you guys seeing this? Why does this have to happen? Oh my God. Oh, that was, oh, you freaking missed it. You didn't get that one? Oh my God, it's awesome. You gotta be kidding me. GoPro, stop. Y'all, look at this white bass. Oh my goodness, he just, oh, I'm so mad. My GoPro's, y'all, I don't know what the hell is going on, but look at this white bass. That is a chunky white bass, and they're going nuts. They're going nuts in front of me. All right, let's get this guy back in, see if we can get some more. Look, oh my God, they're throwing shad up onto the bank. This is nuts. I don't even care that it's white bass. Honestly, this is great because I was worried the white bass population was done for this lake. It's been so, I used to catch them all the time on crankbaits. You guys see that? Oh, it's a largemouth, and it's a pretty good largemouth. Come here, buddy. Yeah, it's a pretty nice largemouth. Oh, stay down. I knew there had to be some largemouth in here. Get in here. Oh, that's a chunk. That was a crazy boat flip, but I knew I had to get him in quick with these treble hooks. Look how he ate that spook, y'all. Inhaled it. Look at that spawned out fish. Just feeding back up on some shad. Nice little largemouth, first largemouth. Oh my God, dude. They're going nuts, y'all. That was a horrible release, but y'all, this is nuts. There we go. Another one. This is like a little smaller one, a little largemouth, I think. Yeah, a little baby, teeny tiny largemouth. Here, buddy. Still a lot of fun. I really appreciate him. Oh, that's a good one. It's just dogging me a little bit. A decent little largemouth, I think. Oh yeah, he's not hooked well. Decent guy. Get him in here. Hell yeah. Spawned out skinny fish. A sick way to start the morning, y'all. Topwater. God, I love topwater. Let's go. There's the fish on the jerkbait. Had to trick them a little bit. I think they're getting used to that top water. Hey, this is just too much fun. Hey, buddy. Oh my God, I'm sorry. All right, another little fish right there on the jerkbait. I had to switch things up a little bit. Oh, white bass. Not really a little one though, pretty decent one. Oh yeah. Oh my God, look at the way this guy ate the jerkbait, y'all. Look at that, y'all. Like, come on, just destroying it. Another nice little white bass. Look how freaking fat he is. Look at that belly. Thank you, buddy. That's just so much fun. And I'm glad to see the white bass population isn't all messed up. Here it goes. I don't know what it is, but I just hadn't been catching them like I used to. It used to be like you'd throw a jerkbait or a crankbait and you'd get tons of white bass bites. But I don't know, for whatever reason over the last couple of years, you know, I just don't catch them anymore. And also they used to school up like this a lot. Like they used to school up on bait all throughout the year. You know, they're doing it now because the shad are spawning and they're all up on the bank and it's real easy to get them for the fish to get the shad. But I don't know, I hadn't seen the white bass schooling anymore. It used to be like you could go and find little schools of white bass just blowing up in open water just around the banks and stuff, and there'd be like little largemouth mixed in, maybe a big one here and there. But it was just a fun thing, you know, if you weren't on a good largemouth bite, you could have some fun with some white bass. But it's good to see that there's a healthy, like, good population and actually some good fish in here. And y'all, I'm just staying in the same like 50-yard radius and I'm just catching fish right here, just waiting for him to start blowing up on the shad again, or waiting to see boils and just casting to him. I switched to the jerkbait just because I felt like they were seeing that top water too much. And look at that, I already got another one. You come off? Nope, just a little white bass. Actually, that is a white perch. Yeah, this is a white perch. You can tell because it's just, it doesn't have those stripes. It has that one kind of lateral line on it, and that's about it. So yeah, that's a white perch. They're very similar, but that's for sure a little white perch. All right, well, while I was getting the GoPros ready, got another bite, a little largemouth. A little largemouth. Come here, buddy. This is just a fun, super fun way to start the morning. I think if I want to get some big ones, I'm probably gonna have to go up shallow, but it's good to see that there's fish, biting fish out here on the main lake. Yo, let's see if we'll eat the spook again. Oh, missed it. Oh. Came back for it. Oh my God, why does he keep missing it? There you go, got him. No, he came off again. What the heck? Oh my goodness, you little freaking rascal, man. Yep, there we go. Finally, another one after a little while. There we go. Could be the last topwater bite of the morning, but hey, I'll take it. Well, I don't know, it's kind of slowing down a little bit, which is what I expected. Typically the shad spawn is really a morning bite and maybe a little bit in the afternoon, but typically a little bit of a morning bite. And there it goes. And I didn't expect it to last all day, but gives me a good idea of where I can maybe come and find some fish later on. I was actually heading out to this point right here because I saw some fish blowing up out here, and they kind of stopped blowing up on this whole stretch that I was fishing. So I was just making my way over there, working this topwater, trying to get like 1 or 2 more bites before topwater morning bite ends. Finally got another one. That was probably like 20 to 30 minutes since my last bite. Alright y'all, so I'm making my way back up into this little creek right now. Gonna try to see if there's any fish back here. You know, I spent the morning on the main lake. This was actually my original plan, to come up way back into back to some creeks, fish shallow, see if there's any more fish that would want to bite, like from my last video when I was fishing up shallow, catching a lot of big ones on the jig. I just want to see if there's any fish back here. I feel like a lot of people have probably hit it, and so it might be a little bit tough, so I might have to break out some more finesse kind of techniques. I'm about to get to fishing in the back of this creek, stay tuned, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Pop down the net. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Not as big as I thought for a second. But hey, that's a good fish. That feels good. Boom. Came back and hit it twice. I think I pissed her off the first time I pulled it off the bed, and then she came back and hit it again when I threw it back in there. Probably pissed her off a little bit. I'm guessing she's on a bed. I don't know, actually. Her tail isn't as messed up as I would think. No eggs or anything, but that's a solid fish. Probably 3 or 4 pounds. Nice on the jig. All right, that's a good sign. Of course I wasn't recording on this one, but solid fish. Here she goes. Boom, hell yeah. All right, that's a good sign. That's all I needed to know, is that there's still good fish up shallow on the jig, or that we're willing to eat a jig. I was throwing around the wacky rig for a while, just seeing if there's any fish up here, but I quickly kind of put that down. Was like, all right, let me try the jig some, just because it's more on the bottom if there are fish on beds. You know, the wacky rig, it's a killer when you're bed fishing, especially sight fishing. But if you're just kind of moving around, covering water, looking for fish, then it can be a little bit more challenging, especially when it's windy like this. It's hard for it to get down, so I think the jig might be a better choice. I'm gonna keep the jig in my hand for a little bit up this creek, see if I can't get a couple more bites. She was just in a perfect little spawning area. I don't know if she was spawning or not. She might have been making her way back up here to spawn. She didn't have a beat up tail. She didn't have eggs coming out of her or nothing like that. So I don't know if she was on a bed or not yet, but regardless, it was a good fish. Good way to find out that there are fish back here and that they're willing to bite. Just in a perfect little spot, out of the wind. That's what makes me think that she was on a bed, because she's on that rock. It was perfectly in the shade, it was breaking the wind, and she was just set up perfectly right there. Came back and hit it twice. That's the only reason why I think that she was on a bed. So oh my God, what? Come back for it, please. That was nuts. Big fish right there on the frog, y'all. What? Yeah, I got that. Wow. That was a good one. Doesn't look like you'll come back for it, but headed up towards the north end of the lake, where we have a little bit of this willow grass, or water willow, I think is what it's called actually. And they tend to get up here and spawn around it. And I've caught them on frogs doing that. And that was like first or second cast. Jeez, that was crazy. Looked like a good fish. I mean, it was a big blow up. He just didn't get it all the way. All right, well, literally like middle of the day, like 1 o'clock right now. Just had a blow up on a frog. That's good, that's exciting. So I'm gonna keep doing this for a little while probably, because that would have been sick. Hopefully we can get some more bites. Stay tuned, y'all. See if we get some more. Hopefully some more on the frog. That'd be so fun. the frog. Get in here, buddy. Y'all. Oh my God, it's been hours since I caught a fish. All it took was a little bit of frog. Please tell me I was recording on this. It wasn't. I was recording on that one. That's good. All right, well, there you go. First catch on the frog, not the first bite, but finally he ate it good and I set the hook on him good. I've tried a whole lot of different stuff, but he came up and slammed the top water. That was really fun. Nothing like a frog bite. You gotta love that, right? All right, let's get him back in. That was so much fun. Thank you, buddy. There he goes. Sweet. All right, y'all. Well, after that last fish, can't seem to get any more bites. I'm getting really tired. I just want to talk about the baits that I was using today. Obviously, it was really all just spread out like all over the lake, all different kinds of baits. But if anyone was wondering, I just want to talk about the baits and the rod and reel setups that I was using to catch all these fish today. Starting off the day, I didn't even do an intro. I don't think I ever picked up the big camera to film like a actual intro. I was flying the drone, the fish were blowing up all around me, and as soon as I landed it, I just picked up my rod, started fishing. And I think first cast I caught a fish. But obviously, I started off the day on the spook. This is the Hennen Super Spook Junior, I think. Yeah, Super Spook Junior. This paint job is actually supposed to be like a little speckled trout. Worked fine, obviously, today. I mean, they were destroying it. Most of what they're seeing is on the bottom, and it's just white with a little bit of red. They might see some spots here and there, but I don't think they're really looking at it too hard to decide if it's actually a shad or not. This is like my all-around like topwater setup besides like frogs. This is what I use for buzz baits, poppers, spooks. If I'm using really small stuff, I'll probably use a spinning rod if I'm using like a really small popper with like light hooks and stuff. But for the most part, you know, I'm putting pretty decent sized hooks on my spooks, on my bigger poppers. You guys don't really see me fish those a whole lot, but when I do, it would be on this rod. It's a 610 medium fast action paired up with a 7-3-to-1 reel and 40-pound braid. Honestly, I just kind of had that braid laying around, so you could probably, if you wanted to replicate this setup, you could go down to like, I'd say like 20, you'd probably be good. 40 is a little bit overkill, and since it's a little bit heavier of a line, it kind of takes away from how far I can cast. So eventually I will probably put like 20 to 30 pound on this, but for now I just got 40 and it works fine. And after that, what I was catching on was the good old jerk bait. I mean, you guys have, if you've been keeping up with the channel, you've probably been seeing me fish this all winter, almost all of spring. I think the last video was the first video I had not fished it in quite some time. Jerkbait setup, I mean, I've talked about it a lot in different videos, so I'm just going to go through it kind of quick. Jerkbait was the Megabass Vision 110. Fish these a lot. These are like basically the only jerkbait I throw. If you guys have any suggestions for other jerkbaits, I mean, we're kind of getting out of the jerkbait season, but if you guys have any suggestions for other types of jerkbaits, definitely let me know. But anyways, the jerkbait setup is a 7-foot medium moderate with a 6-3-to-1 gear ratio reel and 12-pound fluoro. This rod is a moderate rod. Some people like using a fast action rod for their jerk baits. I like the moderate a lot more just because it keeps the hooks pinned a lot better. It does kind of take a little bit of the action away. I just have to twitch it a little bit harder and it seems to do the trick. I mean, I've been fishing it a lot recently. You guys have probably seen tons of videos of it and you might be tired of hearing about it. But yeah, I've been fishing this setup for a while. If I could have like a 6.6 or a 6.10 medium moderate, I think that would be like even better. But the 7-foot works well for me. I think it's actually supposed to be a crankbait rod, but I just use it as a jerkbait rod and it works fine. So now the jig setup. If you guys have watched my last video and if you stuck around all the way to the end, it was a longer video. I don't blame you for not sticking around all the way to the end, but if you did, you probably heard me talking about my rod and reel setup that I was using for the jigs, and I was saying that I wanted to bump it up. 7'1" heavy power fast action rod, 7-3-to-1 gear ratio reel, and 20-pound fluoro on a nice 3/8 ounce jig. So frog setup. This is a 7-11 heavy fast action rod. I can't tell if I like it or not. That was the first fish I've ever caught on this big of a rod for a frog rod. I know a lot of people like using like a long heavy rod, and I do like having a heavy rod, and this rod actually, the jig rod that I just talked about, that 7'1" heavy action, that was originally my frog rod, and then I switched it to the jig. This thing is freaking heavy, and just working a jig with it is just, it just doesn't feel right. So I thought, let me just put the frog on this and the jig on the other one, and this one seems to work a little bit better. It's still a little bit heavy, and I want like a lighter, sensitive rod. Not lighter as in power, but literally like lighter in weight, and for working the jig and stuff, because you're holding it up like this, feeling the bottom and stuff. And with the frog, I don't really care, you know, because you're holding it down and you're working it, pointing the rod down. Typically, I like a shorter rod for my frogs. I like working them a lot. You know, a 7'1" or even something a little bit shorter can really help the frog on the top of the water and really getting a good walk out of it. But having a 7-11 rod can really help you like launch your frog and make a really long cast with it if you need to. And then also that extra length will help you set the hook on a really long cast. And so it kind of depends on where you fish, how you fish. I feel like if you're fishing really wide open, like grass, flats, and like a really thick, wide lily pad field, probably a longer rod would be better. It'll help you get them out of that stuff a lot easier. But for fishing stuff like when I'm fishing, where it's, you know, very sparse vegetation, for where there is vegetation, is not thick at all. It's not like I'm having to rip them out of there. There's not too much cover. You know, you don't need that big and heavy of a rod to just to set the hook, and especially because I'm not making the longest casts. I do here and there, but it's not like I'm having to pull them out of really thick cover or pull them out of really thick grass or anything like that. So honestly, for a frog rod, I'm happy with like a 7'3" to 7 foot, maybe even like a 6'10" heavy action rod is what I like for the frogs. And then for jig rods, I think eventually I'm gonna go back to this for the frog rod, and then for the jig rod, I'm probably gonna end up getting a new rod for it sometime soon. I don't know when, but probably gonna be like a 7'3", 7'4", around that range, heavy fast action rod, and that'll be like my new jig rod. But for now, this is the setups that I used today, and they work good. But anyways, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It started off really fun, and then it kind of got tough throughout the rest of the day. I think after this morning I only caught 2 fish, which doesn't feel right. That's crazy to me. But after this morning, I caught that one decent one on the jig, probably like a 4 or 5 pounder, and then I caught the one on the frog. It's just been a slow day, y'all. I don't know. I think that shad spawn might just fill them up in the mornings, and then people have probably been beating them up on the beds and stuff on the bank, and so it might be kind of hard to get onto like a little bit more of a consistent bite. But anyways, y'all, that about wraps up today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Share this video with a friend if you think they might enjoy it, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.